LJ, what the hell are we talking about today?
All right, first off, we're talking about the NBA draft lottery that happened while we were on vacation. I wasn't on vacation. I was in North Cackalack doing some business, and the Knicks fans were on the edge of their seats following. When like the days follow away right before that NBA
Wonderful.
draft lottery, we were actually on the edge of our seats, and then when the draft lottery actually happened, they went to so many goddamn commercials. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I didn't even start watching until 20 minutes in because I knew that they were gonna do
Well, I watched it for like 2 hours before because I had nothing else to
that.
do.
Oh no, I had to keep myself occupied.
Yeah, so like, uh, so I can actually go to the draft order if I was actually paying attention. I could have went to the draft order and saw the NBA draft lottery order. So that's what I'm going to do now.
And we don't have to go all the way down the line because everybody
Well,
know
well,
by
well,
now.
well,
But
everyone knows the draft, but I want to give a little synopsis of what's going on in this NBA draft. And it's not going to last too long. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go right through it because that's just how I am. You know what I
who
mean?
taught this
This is
guy
how it's going to be.
synopsis? Who taught him that shit?
Pardon?
Nah, I said who taught you synopsis?
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
dummy
Like
down.
so.
Yo, dummy down. Nah.
So you know what I'm saying? I forgot who the lottery. So I'm just go for 13's Miami, 12 Charlotte, 11 Minnesota, 10 Atlanta, 9 Washington,
Eight
8
Atlanta.
Atlanta, 7 Chicago, 6 Phoenix, and 5 Cleveland. No, after 6 they went to commercial.
So that's what we're about to do.
If they went to commercial. No, actually, 5. After Cleveland, they went to commercial. And then when they came back, LA was at 4. And I was like, we got a top 3 pick. And I was like, please, please, please.
I was like,
and
keep
then
going, keep going. I was like, come on.
yeah, and then it said New York at 3. I was like, God
I
damn
was
it.
like, I just went like this. I was just like, oh god. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and then Memphis with 2 and New Orleans with 1. They're gonna get Zion. They actually with that one move with New Orleans getting number 1 pick, they actually fucked up a lot of plans.
yeah.
Like they fucked up a lot of plans for Anthony Davis.
Right, right.
He still wants to leave
But they're
New
like, but they're
Orleans.
like, but David Griffin's like, no.
Yeah, David Griffin said no, and if I'm David Griffin, I'm saying no too. Like, okay, I want you to play the entire season,
Yeah, but then you
or
lose them. Then you get nothing out of it. Is that you're okay with that?
try you can try to keep him. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can try to get a point guard and see if you can keep the guy. See if he likes playing along with Zion Williamson.
Did you know Drew Holiday averaged like 21 points a game or 22 points a game last year?
Yeah, he did, but people are saying that he's not a point guard. Um,
Well, they did put Rondo next to him a year ago, and it worked out really well.
yeah.
That's
So that his mentality is he doesn't want to. He's really good as a point guard. Not really good, but
right, but
like
he can do it. Right,
yeah, he's
he's
a point
capable
guard.
of it.
You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
he's
Like
a point guard. Right, he's a good point.
I've always yeah, I've
Yeah,
always seen him as a point guard.
right,
So
right.
but he told them he doesn't want to be point guard anymore.
Hmm.
He wants to play shooting guard. So I guess
Oh, I see. I didn't know
that
that.
yeah. So I guess that working alongside of Rondo actually made him say, hey, I don't
I can
mind doing
score.
this.
Like, and I want to, and I want to play off the ball. Yeah, if you,
Yes.
yeah. So in that case, they should start looking at that Lakers again. Get Lonzo Ball, get whoever else you can get out of that, and the fourth pick, and then all of a sudden
But
you got all young players along with a point guard, and then you can put Drew Holiday at the two.
yeah, but I'm saying if they kept him for a season, if they kept their Davies for a season,
Mm,
if they try to convince him to stay,
mm.
do you think they can make a run for the playoffs if they have both of them and they
I think
got
they
a point?
could, but I just don't know.
How good do you think they're really going to be? Right.
Right, they'll be like a borderline playoff team because the West is so tough to get in the playoffs. But I,
If Zion is really good, maybe they could be really good with them. You know what I'm saying? With both of them,
I just don't know if
they
from
can coexist.
if Anthony Davis standpoint, he's in a situation where he's ready to start competing for a championship, and I don't think they're ever gonna do that. So even with Zion, if they're gonna do that, it's probably gonna be they're a couple years away. And Anthony Davis is already ready. You know, he's been in the league what 7, 8 years now. He's ready
He's
to
26.
but he's been in the league long enough now, so at least 7 years now, where he's ready to compete
Make
for a
your team
championship.
make your team better. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The teams. Well, we was talking about this off the air
Right.
before we got on the air. If you were that good, make your team better. Um, I mean, New Orleans did whatever they could do to try to get this guy help,
Right.
but you know what I'm saying? Like they gave away draft picks to try to get this guy help. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? They
they
traded.
didn't resign Cousins or Rondo, who was a big part of them making the playoffs the year before, and they got to the second round. So
Yeah,
now
you know
Cousins
what I'm saying?
they didn't keep because partly I don't know if he didn't want to stay, but I know he got the injury, the Achilles injury, so they was like, well, they didn't want to sign him to nothing big, so which is understandable. But they also Rondo didn't come back either. I don't know. I guess he'd rather play for the Lakers because the Lakers offer him. So I mean, they probably it was probably beyond their control that they couldn't keep those guys. You know what I mean? But
That's the thing when you have an organization that's trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to win. They're doing well. They're not a bad organization that I've seen. They have a terrible name, but you know what I'm saying. But they're not a bad organization. They have you, and you are the centerpiece of the organization. They want you to. They want to put the best team together for you to win. But you know you can't get a lot of players down in New Orleans because I'm guessing that people just don't want to live there.
yeah, people just don't want to live there, so they have trouble attracting free agents. Now they can still make trades and draft well. I mean, like Portland does that every year, and Portland's always really good. San Antonio does it. It's you can do it, but as far as Anthony Davis' standpoint, yeah, the only thing you can do is play your best basketball. And I think he's done that though. Like I don't know how much more. Like I don't know if he's at fault or not. I know he gets hurt a lot, but
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can't
outside
stay on
of
the
that,
he can't really stay on the court. And to be honest, he's not really much of a leader. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like he's not he's really great. He's really great when it comes to numbers and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as far as winning, he's not a winner.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
hear that he's very passive. His personality, he's quiet. He doesn't really lead his team. So that's something he can do better. And
like with someone with his skill set, you would try to compare him to like a better version of Kevin Garnett.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's talent wise, he's as good as anybody that plays
Yeah,
position.
his talent wise, I would compare him to Kevin Garnett, but he needs to be more of a Tim Duncan. But Tim Duncan didn't have he was quiet, but he was a leader,
Mm.
and he could win. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean,
but
and coaching can't be excused either. I mean, we don't know. I mean, who they got? Alvin Gentry. He's not. He's only been successful as a head coach in one. I think with the Clippers for like a year or two. Back before Doc Rivers got there and all that, like long before that actually. That's when they had like Tim Thomas on the team and all of that.
oh
Like
wow.
and Baron Davis, I believe, was there at the time or something like that. But at that time, like that's the only time he was ever successful as a head coach. So maybe they need to upgrade that head coach. You know what I mean? So I think
But they're doing what they can. But like Monty Williams, you know, he just went over to Phoenix.
mhm.
They're doing whatever they can.
Well,
But
Monty
you
Williams
know,
wasn't over there. I mean, he was there before, but he didn't just leave them. He was with Philly. He was a Philly's assistant coach.
I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whoever they had Alan Gentry there, but like I said, they're like one player away. But they can't really get anybody to come there. So I understand it. But the thing is, these players just want to move around all the time, and I understand both sides of the argument because like you never chose your team; they chose you. You didn't choose
Right.
to play there.
Right.
So I understand why you would say like the minute hit free agency, I want to move on to a team that I want to play for because
Right.
I didn't want to play here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't choose to play here; they chose me. Players didn't choose to play there. They were chosen for that team. But the thing about it is like, why do players just want to play for the same teams? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no pride
And
in the
building
team
what
that
you
you
have.
in building the team that you play for. I mean, I know you have very little control over, what's going on in your organization, unless your name is LeBron. But it's kind of like, if you're really that good, make your team better.
And that, yeah,
So,
that's fair. I mean, yeah, I agree to a degree. I mean, but I think also part of the game is now, especially nowadays, since LeBron introduced this to players, is like, yeah, have more control over your career because you only have a short career, and for most star players, the money's going to be there. So you know, find the best fit for you because if you gave them, because you're basically stuck there for the first about 7 years of your career, because when you become a free agent, you're restricted, so you're kind of still stuck unless they relieve you of your rights, which almost never happens. And so if you can take control of where you want to go, I think you should. And I mean, yeah, and there should be, and I believe, and I truly believe that these players want to make it work where they're at in most cases. But if you give your organization 7 years to get it right, and for whatever reason, whether it's their fault, whoever's fault, and they don't get it right, and you have a chance to better your situation, I think you should go ahead and do it. I mean, I don't, I really would side on the players in this situation. Now, what was you saying before?
I'm not siding with anybody. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, from the outside looking in, if you're really that good, make your team better.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying? You know what I'm
everybody's not
saying? Like,
capable though.
you know what I'm saying? Well, then they're really not that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these guys go to these teams and win championships. They're really not that good. Maybe Kevin Durant is overrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, before when he won. Before when he was with
Okay, see.
Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? Dude got MVP. Maybe he never deserved an MVP. Maybe he should have. Maybe he should have went to LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
thought
Like,
that year it was deserving at the time.
well, if you kind of look at him now, it's kind of like, oh, did you really help them win a championship? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really fault you for well, I can fault him for going to that team, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
He helped them make it not close. He helped them secure the championship. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think they probably are still in the same situation they're in right now. Just maybe it took more games to win. You know what I mean?
Do I think that he would have won eventually with Westbrook in him? I'm not sure.
Probably
Maybe he
not.
would have. Probably, but you never
And I'm
know.
not saying he should have stayed in Oakland. I'm not even saying he should have stayed there. I'm saying he probably should have left there. I just don't agree with
I
you
think he should.
going
He could
to
have
the
probably went to
fucking.
Houston.
That'd have been nice. I mean, I don't know if they could afford him at the time, but
I think they could have. I think they could have. I
I don't
think they
think
would
so.
have. I,
I think Houston.
I know. I think they would have did a sign and trade. You
Right.
know what I'm
The
saying?
only way I was gonna say the only way they could have got him is through a trade, because signing him as a free agent, their money has been strapped for a long time now.
Well, not that. It wasn't that long, because remember, they didn't have Chris Paul for that long, and you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but they
When
didn't have
and
good. But they had bad contracts. They had the Ryan Anderson contract. They had bad
well, which
contracts.
are they moved that contract, but they can move that contract. You know what I'm saying? That contract's been movable, but you know what I'm saying, they made bad moves after James Harden got there and became a superstar. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, it
But that's what I'm
progressively got
saying. They
worse.
didn't have the money to
You know
just
what I'm saying?
sign.
It progressively got worse. It didn't start out that bad. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
right, right.
When he was traded there, they didn't have that much of a that
They
much
didn't
of
have a lot. Right.
they have a lot. You know what I'm
They
saying?
had to build
They
around
just
them.
had,
So they overpaid for some guys, and then
well,
next thing you know,
they had Dwight Howard too, and they overpaid for
yeah,
him.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that they didn't really need Dwight Howard. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I mean, they was reaching. They knew they had a guy, so they wanted to build around him, and they wanted to try to get something around him as quick as they could. And sometimes you overpay, sometimes you just don't make the right decisions, and then all of a sudden, They were lucky that they were able to get the trade for Chris Paul. I mean, I ain't gonna say lucky because the Clippers looks like they're doing pretty well since that Chris Paul trade. Like they didn't fall off at all. So and then on top of that they traded Blake Griffin too. So and they're still doing fine. So um, they I mean I just look at it as yeah. I mean as far as Durant, um, yeah. I mean I wouldn't say he's much overrated, but he's still to me him and Steph Curry are the second best players in the NBA to me. And
Well,
then I'll go with Harden, Kawhi, and I don't whatever order you want to put that in. I'll say Harden, Kawhi, and Giannis would be the next tier
well, as
behind
far
Steph and Durant.
uh, you be stopping. I think you stop talking.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. That's good. That's cool.
um, yeah. As far as like Durant goes, like that to me that affected his legacy.
Absolutely.
He should have never did that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, see,
it,
my thing is, if you're gonna do that, then you need to own that shit. Like, I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but if you're gonna do that, you need to own that shit. But he obviously has not owned it because he's upset because he's always upset about what people say about him since then. So it's like if you should need to just own your decision whether you like it or not. Own the shit. You got championships out of it. Yeah. I personally don't respect you. I'm not. But some people do respect him for it. Some people like I argue with people about it. You know what I mean? Some people agree with what he did. So everybody doesn't feel that way. I disagree with it, and you disagree with it. But everybody don't disagree with it. So you should just own your decision, and it shouldn't even matter what we think anyway. Do what you feel. Do you want to win championships, and you won championships? You should be happy. But you're not happy because you know it's shady. It was shady.
you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He's not happy about it, and he's pretending that he's happy about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you know who brings him right down to reality? Draymond Green. He
Yep.
brings him right down. He brings him right back to
Yep.
reality.
Draymond Green, like him or not, he's gonna fucking give you the fucking hard truth.
Yeah, and the thing is, Steph Curry does it, but passively. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? When Durant didn't play for the whole series against Portland, Steph Curry just let him up
Just lit
the
his
way he
ass,
used
lit
to.
their ass up.
You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like
Haven't
I
lost
think
a
that's
game yet since he's been
it,
out.
you know what I'm saying? Like I think that Steph Curry's legacy is getting kind of diminished because of Durant being there. I thought,
Well, right. But that's gonna change when he leaves, because I think he's leaving. I don't know where he's going, but he's definitely leaving Golden State. I think.
yeah, I think he's leaving. But knowing his sensitive ass, he'll probably just stay, just be stupid about it. But I think he's kind of diminishing Steph's like. I think Steph would have had another MVP if Durant wasn't there at one
I wouldn't
point. You know
doubt
what I'm
it.
saying?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt he would have had like at least one more MVP. He would have three.
Yeah, I mean,
And
and as physically, Durant is the better player, but overall, you can make an argument that Steph is better than Durant. You know what I mean? You can make
well,
that argument.
I put Steph all time better than Durant
Okay.
because that's his team.
And he changed the
He
game.
won.
He changed the whole fucking NBA.
Yeah, just by the way just by his game, he changed everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like, like when it comes to physical tools, you're not going to get much more than Durant than unless you have LeBron there.
Right.
But
Can you imagine
but
LeBron and
yeah.
Stephen Curry in the same fucking team?
What you call that's that they would definitely feed off each other. They're
Right.
perfect together.
Right. That would be
They're actually perfect together
that would
because
be great.
LeBron comes back and he knows where to find Steph.
Exactly.
That's what he does anyway.
Right.
But you know I don't think Steph would like that.
No. Yeah. So they made their fifth straight final. And Milwaukee and Toronto's tied at two. Everybody was saying after the first two games that it's over. Milwaukee's gonna win, but I'm like, how is it over? These two teams are kind of the same. They have one superstar and a bunch of role players around them. You know what I mean? So like Toronto can easily turn back around and go home and win too. I think Toronto is a really good team, but and so is Milwaukee. They're both like who. I think this is going seven. I always thought it was going seven from the door. So I think this might be one of the series where the home team just wins every game, and which means Milwaukee at the end is going to win the whole thing, which is what I felt anyway. Milwaukee's going to win it in seven. Um, And as far as those games, I mean Kawhi. Oh, Kawhi has got a leg injury. I don't know what his problem is, but the last couple of games he's been, especially the last game, he looked really like he's really hobbling. I'm like, but he's still balling. He's still putting up numbers, and they still winning. So I hope it's nothing serious. I hope he's alright, because I would hate for that to mess up the series, because it's gonna be, cause like I said, it should go seven. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking it should go seven. But Kawhi, he's showing me that he can be the man on a team. Well, he already showed me that when he won the championship with San Antonio. But
Yeah, but when he won, they still had Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili too. even
well,
though
okay. But
even though he was
what
the
you
leading
go?
scorer, they still had those three guys. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, well, Parker it was a 2014, so Parker was 32. Ginobili was if it's 2014, Ginobili was 37. Uh, and
Duncan.
Duncan was he was born 1976, so that makes him in 2004. That's 4 years older than us.
Don't you think it's weird
So
that they go all
he'll
out?
be, he'll be 38. So Duncan was 38 years old at the time.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, I mean, yeah, okay, but there were still three champions. You know what I mean? Along with Popovich, and Kawhi was the leading scorer, and he was the MVP.
Of course, he was like 21.
But he had so much, but he had so much support. You know what I mean? So we still
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know
yeah,
if he
yeah.
could
What you go
lead a
like?
team at
Tim
that
Duncan
point.
at that point was a role player. You know what I'm saying? All these guys around him were role players at that
Yeah,
point.
but they were still champion guys. That, you know what I mean? Like so
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
they
I understand. I understand what you're
and
saying.
you know what I mean. They were veterans. They were champions, and they had, and plus probably, So I wasn't 100% sure how well he could lead a team yet, up until this year. I still wanted him, like, but I still wasn't sure how good he would be as the primary guy without Greg Popovich. You know what I mean? So now we know what he's capable of, and plus this coach is a new coach. This isn't even the guy who was there. I keep forgetting the guy's name that they had that they let go. He's with Detroit now, but like they got a new coach on top of all of that. So like pretty impressive for a new coach and a new superstar there. And then they got further than what they've ever been. But I guess we could talk about the All NBA team thing. So, so they put out the All NBA teams. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but I know LeBron was on the third team. Part of that was because they didn't make the playoffs. Another part of that is because he was injured, and so
That shouldn't affect it. That
the
shouldn't affect it
forwards
at all.
the forwards was Paul George and Giannis, because they were two MVP candidates. Paul George was the MVP candidate up until like the last
That's
15, 20 games of the season when he had the shoulder injury. And
yeah,
Giannis is probably going to win the
I
MVP.
understand being MVP candidate, but he didn't have a better season than LeBron.
Well, as I mean, right, it's not like
The
individual number wise, LeBron had a better season.
Yeah, he always has a better season. You know what I'm
Of
saying? But
course.
like so uh, but it's just like that's what the All NBA team is for. It's like individual stats. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
so like so even though he won't be eligible for MVP, he still will be NBA first team because he did better than all the other. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you can make an argument that he did better than Giannis,
He
but
did better than
not,
all of them. He still had a better individual season than all of the guys ahead of him. Giannis, Durant, all of them. He had a better individual season than them. But at least numbers wise. And now defense wise, no. And they all play better defense than him. Kawhi, Durant, Giannis, they all play better defense.
well,
But numbers wise, he was better.
he's trying to get away with not playing defense
Right,
sometimes.
right.
He wants to conserve his numbers.
Right.
I
He wants to
think
conserve his energy for the playoffs, but he didn't make the playoffs.
yeah,
So
yeah, like and if you think about the guys in his class, they're all gone.
yeah, yeah, he's the only one.
2003, he's the only one left. You know what I'm saying? And he's still playing at a high level
Right,
at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like Carmelo, he can still play,
but nobody
but
wants him.
he would have a really limited role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now Carmelo should be. He was born '84. In fact, his birthday happened a couple weeks ago. Carmelo
Do
should
y'all see
be
this bullshit? Like,
around
why does he know all this dumb shit? Why does
30.
he know about
He
people's
should be around
age?
35 years old. He should be around 35 now. But LeBron, he's turning 35 on December 30th.
Oh, yeah, this is too. Yeah,
He
I don't
doesn't
like
say here
I don't like how
because
intrusive you are in their lives.
LeBron has the same birthday as Tiger Woods too.
Get out of their lives. Nah,
It's on
um,
Wikipedia, son.
but yeah, so they had the forwards that had him. The first team was Paul George and Giannis, and the second team was Kevin Durant was on the second team, and Kawhi, they were on the second team, and then
There's too
LeBron
many
was on the
small
third
forwards in this league.
team. Now, I can't remember her name. The girl from ESPN. She's usually NBA. She interviews LeBron. Pretty white girl. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
From ESPN. You remember? You don't remember her name either.
I don't remember her name, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, she was on NBA that NBA show, and they were talking today about. She was like, "There's no show that." She was like, "There's no criteria that shows the very best 15 players." She was like, "The NBA first team should be that, but they do it by position." So she was like, "Why can't it just be the best 15 players to be on the top first, second, and third team?" I was like, "She's got a point." I was like, and she was like, "Or I have something else to say that." She was like, "Because especially since which I just found out, the All NBA team determines what kind of contract you can get. Like I said, the Supermax thing. Like Kemba Walker made the third team, so he's eligible for the Supermax, $221 million of 5 years. And if another team signs him, it's 4 years, 141 or something like that.
I'm taking the Supermax.
And,
I'm taking.
and
I'm not leaving money on the table.
right, but okay, but I'll get into that in a second. But like,
You
if
get
you're
to it
gonna
now.
if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna do that, it should just be the top players. You know what I mean? As opposed to position by position. It should just be top five players in the league on the first team, second five. You know what I mean? In that case, because in that case, oh, and by the way, Klay Thompson didn't make it, so he can't even get a supermax.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Is that fair?
Is he a top
Is
15
Kemba
player?
Walker better than Klay Thompson?
No.
so Klay Thompson can't get a supermax contract, but Kemba Walker can because he made the All NBA third team this year. Like that's crazy. It should not. I don't think that should determine that. You know what I mean? Basically, I don't know what they're trying to do. They explain what they're trying to do, but I forget how it works. They said that the reason why they do that is to it's basically I can't even remember what the reason was. So I'm not even gonna try. But basically, that's what her point was. She was like, so in that case, it shouldn't be by position. It should just be the best five players
Mm.
and whatever. You know what I mean? Because then, Klay Thompson would be eligible for a supermax, which now he is not, and Kemba Walker, who's not even close to qualify for that, now is eligible for that. So it's like and now back to your point, whether he should. Well, yeah, as a player, whatever your priorities are, is what you should do. I personally, if I've been on a losing team this long, I think I would be leaning more towards just being on a winning team and still getting paid a lot of money. But I don't know if I would just be ready to take the Supermax automatically. Now Kendrick Perkins was on the show, and he was saying what you were saying. He said, "Well, he can't afford to not take that." He was like, "Take the Supermax." Like, and he's a player, so I respect that position. But I don't know if I'd want to be losing. It depends on how much losing takes a toll on you. You know what I mean? To me, it depends on how much that takes a toll on you. If you okay with losing every year and knowing that Charlotte probably won't be good anytime soon, then take the Supermax, take all the money. You'll be more than set for the rest of your life. And I could understand that. I wouldn't say you shouldn't have did it, but I'm not gonna say you shouldn't seek winning either because that sucks. I would think losing all your whole fucking career would suck. You know what I mean? He's 30 years old. He's been in the league like 9 years. He's got to be tired of losing. He made the playoffs once or twice in his whole career, and he was one and done. I don't even know if they won games. They might have get swept both times. I don't know if I could fucking do that for another 7 8 years. You're gonna be in the league. I don't know if I could do it because don't look like Charlotte gonna turn that shit
Well,
around.
to be perfectly honest, I don't know what his options are, but he's not high on anybody's radar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Especially
don't
not
want.
now. I think I ain't gonna say he was ever high. Not to cut you off. I ain't gonna say he was ever high. Yeah, he's probably not high on anybody's radar, but people were probably more intrigued yesterday than they are today. now that he's eligible for the Supermax, and You
Well,
know the
they're
Aces
gonna
is
offer.
gonna.
They're gonna
You know
offer
he's
what
gonna
they're
try
gonna
to
offer
get
him.
that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they're gonna offer what they're gonna offer him.
I
You know
don't
what I'm
know.
saying?
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
once he
Like,
can get this, it's
but,
gonna be one of those things
other,
where that might be the only
but,
way to get him on certain teams. You
well,
know
to
what I mean?
be honest with him, he has to have a long talk with his people, because you're not gonna get that big of a deal anywhere, nowhere,
Right.
and
Phoenix
like
better not offer this.
you know what I'm saying. And the minute you go and put yourself out there, is the minute you dictate what your team is going to offer you. That supermax deal may be in the cards if you stay, but it's definitely not in the cards if you leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even going to get half of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like he if it's 221, you're not going to get that ever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People learn from Michael Conley, and
Well,
that's
the
stupid mistake they did.
221 is what he can get for staying in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's a supermax.
If he leaves, it drops down to I think 161 or something like
And
that.
he's not going to get that. He's not going to get that.
141 or something like that.
He's not going to get that. He's not going to get 140 or
I
one
can see him
160.
getting that. I mean,
I can't see him getting that from anybody. You know what I'm saying? I can't
I
see
can
it.
see I can
Who?
see I can
Give me one team.
I can see the Lakers getting desperate.
The
If the
Lakers
Lakers if the Lakers strike out
the
on
Lakers are
all of
not
these guys,
the Lakers are
they
not
might
the Lakers
fucking
are
do
not gonna
it.
the Lakers not gonna overpay for him. That's the thing. They're not gonna
I
go.
I won't be surprised if they
You know what
do.
I'm saying? Especially if they already have assets to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna overpay for a Kimba Walker when they can move guys and try to even get AD next summer. You know what I'm saying? Or during the season. You know what I'm saying? So the Lakers are out of the contention. That's not going to happen. They are not going to spend that money on
I
Kemba
don't know.
Walker.
I mean, it's
That's
I don't
not going to
know.
happen.
I don't
It's
know.
not,
If
it's
they
not, it,
if they completely
that
strike out, I wouldn't be
what you
surprised. They're
they're
not a
not
good organization right now.
but still they don't know that. But what you go they're not going to try. They're going to keep trying to get AD. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to get. They're probably not going to get Kawhi Leonard. Why even put him on the books when you know that he's is not possible? You know, we know it's kind of possible to get an AD. You're still in the conversation to get him. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
This year, maybe not. Next
it,
year,
you know what I'm saying?
it depends on who he gets traded to, if he gets traded.
Well, what you call it, like,
But they are still in the
so
they are
so
still in the
so
running.
so they're still in the running. So there's no way he's going to that team. No way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will never ever do that. Especially
I
when
don't
they
know
can't get some. You know what
whether
I'm saying? That,
they shouldn't do it,
well,
but the
what you
teams get desperate.
they are not going to do it. I'm telling you that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
I don't
You know,
know.
they are not going to do that.
Um,
What you call there's no. Month,
I know
there's
the
a
Knicks wouldn't do it.
what you
I believe our guys wouldn't do it.
the Knicks aren't going to do it. Phoenix might. They have enough money. They
I
can
can see
sign him.
Phoenix, you're right?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They can sign him, but not to.
And it wouldn't be a bad idea to do it. It wouldn't be the
But
worst
but
thing.
the thing is, they won't sign him to super. They won't sign him to that max deal because who are they negotiating against?
Right. But they're not exactly the best organization either. They're not a terrible
But
organization.
who are they negotiating against? Like, okay, we don't sign him to that deal.
That
What's he
hasn't
gonna
stopped
go? He
teams
gonna go?
before from
He'll go back home,
but that
or
hasn't stopped teams from before from doing it.
or you know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna actually they're going to probably draft John Morant. So that
Phoenix.
probably takes them out. Um,
Phoenix is gonna
you know
draft
what I'm saying?
Morant.
Huh?
Who's gonna draft Morant?
Phoenix?
How?
I forgot Phoenix doesn't have that pick. Yeah, but what you got? Phoenix can sign him, but they're not really negotiating with anybody. There's no other teams that are like bidding for him. We're not bidding for him. The only other team that's going to bid for him is his home team, and then
I mean,
and the only
I see. I mean, I don't know. I see other teams
and
being possibly.
to be perfectly honest, the only way that they're going to max him out is if the guys in Charlotte say, "Hey, we'll give him a super max." Yeah, okay. And then Phoenix backs him out. All right, I guess we outbid. Goodbye. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
They'll let him go.
you know another team that could be interested? Boston, if Kyrie leaves. They could be
They don't
interested.
have they don't have the money.
If Kyrie leaves?
Even if Kyrie they don't have the money. Al Horford's getting paid the big money. Gordon Hayward's getting paid big money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna have to re-sign that point guard that they got, Rozier.
Unless they make moves to clear. I mean,
But why
because
would they do?
Rozier and Marcus Morris are gonna be free agents, and I mean I don't know. I mean I'm just saying. I'm just throwing shit out there to see what the possibilities
But
are.
I forgot to tell you. I was in the middle of telling you, then I changed the subject. Gordon Hayward for Mike Conley. I heard.
That's what they might do.
Yeah, because Butcher leaving. That just frees up their all their wing players to play better. You know what I'm saying? Like they get more
Yeah,
time.
I'd say Conley. I mean, you can one injured point guard for another injured point guard, but Conley would fit better.
Yeah,
So it makes
yeah.
sense.
I think
It
Conley
makes
will
sense.
fit
Then you get
better.
rid of that Gordon Hayward contract. So that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because Conley got less years left on his contract anyway.
yeah. Conley has less years, and you can re-sign Rozier and play them both.
Yeah, if he wants, yeah, because I know he said he definitely not going back if Kyrie goes back.
That's what he said.
Well, he didn't say those exact words. He said if the team is constructed the same, then I'm not coming back. That's what he said. That was his quote.
Okay.
But yeah,
He's gone.
so yeah, so if Kyrie comes back, then he's dead. But he's probably gonna go anyway because he can probably get a little bit more money somewhere else than Boston, and he has a small chance of starting on another team. But
He's okay. Yeah, he led the team really well
yeah,
when Kyrie was hurt. But all right, we can explore teams that Kyrie can go to now. They're saying Brooklyn. I'm like, well, Brooklyn already has a point guard.
what the fuck?
Um, I'm saying the Knicks already have a point guard, but Dennis Smith Jr. He hasn't
He's
really
expendable.
proven yet.
Yeah.
He's expendable, but I still like what I see in him. So like, but I'm not married to the guy. So,
Right. Yeah.
but in another thing, I don't want Kyrie on my team because he never stays healthy. He's not a winner.
Yeah. The word is Brooklyn was looking into trying to get Anthony Davis. Also, they're trying to bring him and Kyrie over to Brooklyn. So they were going to look at trading Russell and Malik Allen or whatever else they have to trade to get
Malik
Anthony Davis.
Allen.
What's it? Yeah, the center.
That's not
What's
Malik Allen. Malik
what's his
Allen
name?
was a power forward, something from
What's his
years
name?
ago.
What's his name?
I forgot his
You sure it's not
name.
Malik Allen?
It's not Malik Allen. Definitely not Malik Allen.
Okay, but well
Hundred percent.
that guy Allen with the fro, um, and D'Angelo Russell, they're trying to throw them in a deal to get Anthony Davis, and then they're gonna try to sign Kyrie. So,
His name is Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Now, to be honest, like, if I'm if I'm Phoenix, I'm putting all my money in Kyrie.
They
Uh,
should. They should try to get him.
you know what I'm saying? They need a point guard, and they
But I don't
didn't
think
really do
Kyrie wants
good in
to
the
go there
draft.
though.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're
I
trying to make a push, and they should. But
and they should offer him the max because they stink, they suck, they need somebody.
if not
Um,
Kyrie, then they should give it to Kemba Walker. Offer Kemba Walker
yeah,
the max.
well, don't give him the max, just give him something. But
Well, yeah.
Kyrie's a superstar. You give
Well,
him
yeah,
the
yeah.
max.
Right. But if Kemba Walker, if nobody is competing with them, then yeah, you should try to get less. But I'm sure there's gonna be more than one team interested. So,
They can be interested, but a lot of teams aren't under the cap the same way we are. You know what I'm saying? And he's in a he's in a bad year. Kyrie's in a bad year because the teams that are free or can't offer money don't need a point guard.
well, I think there's enough options out there though. I mean,
Except,
he's fine.
except for maybe Phoenix. You know what I'm
Shit,
saying? He's lucky
shit.
with that.
If the Clippers if the Clippers want him, then he could go there. But I don't. I've heard he's gonna be a
I
little too
really
good
don't.
for
I
them.
really don't think that I really don't think that that Doc would need him. It's,
I think Doc would take him. I don't know if the management wants him, but I think Doc will take him. I think
well,
Doc would.
I don't know. Like it seems like they have a better system out there with just moving the ball around. It seems like they
Yeah,
have the same. It seems like he'll be in the same situation he is with Boston. He's kind of holding. I don't know if he'll hold them back, because Boston has a better team than LA. But I just think that that Shy Gilgeous Alexander, he's a pretty decent point guard. He's not anywhere
Plus
in
they
the
got Patrick
league.
Beverly as the
Kyrie,
backup or whatever, but he's a free agent,
yeah,
I think.
yeah, he's not anywhere in the league of Kyrie. But who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like you can always put Shy in the background,
Yeah,
but I think that would hamper his growth.
definitely.
So if you don't want to do that, you can also just put him down there. You know who always has money? Orlando. He always got money.
Yeah,
Um,
because they're not paying anybody, right?
yeah, they're not really paying anybody. He can actually go down there and
Yeah, nobody really
he,
wants to play there for some reason either. So
yeah, not anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're not really a good organization anymore. It's a
well,
really nice town. I love it in
well, the
Orlando.
thing
It
is,
was
I
a
don't think
nice
they're a
town.
bad organization. I just think, but it's just some teams just don't know how to. Just some teams just can't attract free agents.
Well,
So
they can't keep their own free agents. Well, you know what
right,
I'm saying they attract the free agents. They got McGrady and Grant Hill to come down there, and they almost got Tim Duncan.
mm.
So like you know what I'm saying, like they can attract guys, but they can't keep the guys
Well,
that they
nowadays they can.
draft. You know what I'm saying,
And they
like
just made the playoffs this year, and who thought they were gonna make the playoffs?
they did.
Yeah, they lost in the first round to Milwaukee. I mean, no, I'm sorry. They lost to Toronto because they were the seventh seed. They weren't even the
They
eighth
made the
seed.
playoffs.
Yeah, Toronto lost to them in game one. Remember?
Holy
They
fuck!
beat Toronto in game one, and that's what.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
and I was like, same old Raptors. But then Toronto went four straight after that, so I was like,
Then
all right,
why? Then that makes it even better. Like, why can't Kyrie go there? Who's their
yeah,
point guard?
yeah. I mean, technically they should be a little bit more attractive to any of these guys. I mean, not every guy, but some of these guys. Like, where's DeMarcus Cousins gonna go? He's on the list too. Where's he gonna end up?
Well, it does. I don't know. I don't know if it actually matters where he ends up.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not going to play. He's Orlando has Markel Fultz. Like he's not going to. He's not a point guard. He's a shooter.
Orlando has him.
Orlando has him. There's a lot less pressure down there. I hope he gets his shit together, and I hope he starts playing really well.
Right.
Uh, because I hate to see shit like that happen to any player. But
What if Atlanta signed DeMarcus Cousins?
eh, yeah, they'd be all right with him.
They would
If he
probably
if
have
he,
to.
if
They
he can
probably
still if he can still play.
right. Like, where else could he go that he could probably help a
Cousins,
team out? Yeah, Cousins. Atlanta.
go back to Sacramento. How about that?
No, I think those bridges are 100% burned, my friend. No, it's not burned. It's fucking Chernobyl burned, where he'll never go back there for 20,000 years. But
Uh, uh,
Atlanta, Boston, Cleveland. I'm just going by in alphabetical order in my head.
New
Charlotte, Chicago.
York,
Chicago could use a center, I guess.
New York.
um, Denver, Dallas,
You heard me?
Detroit. Who?
New York.
Oh, no, thank you. We got Mitchell Robinson.
You can move Mitchell to the power forward.
Nah, we don't want Cousins. Not with not with he got two injuries back to back and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if we're saying that for our own team, what do you think they're saying?
no, like no way. Like Mitchell
You know,
Robinson.
you know what I'm saying?
If
Like, no
they
one's gonna.
the
No, he's
only
not
way
gonna get a big time deal.
the
He
only
he he
way
fucked, he fucked himself up by doing that dirty shit by signing for that $5 million, and that's good for him.
well, I mean I can say he fucked himself up because he didn't know he was gonna get hurt again. He probably would have got hurt again either way, but but
He should have signed a big term. He should have signed a big
shot for
deal.
more money. Right. Well, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Right, because he at least right. I got you. Yeah, he should have signed. He should have been a little bit more patient. He would have somebody would have signed him. And definitely for more than $5 million.
What you go? He'll free agent for a goddamn week. Oh, no one's calling me.
Exactly, and now he gonna try to justify as a well. And congratulations, you're gonna get your championship, but do you really? How well are you gonna feel about this shit? Now, granted, they say he might be ready for the finals, but still, like,
Why would I put him
why
in the
would
game?
why would I throw him in there now? You know what I
I'm not
mean?
throwing. No. You're fine. Just sit where you are.
Right, right.
I don't need.
Just make his
I'm not integrating you. You're gonna mess up my chemistry.
They're better off with or without Durant. They're better off just not using Cousins. um, Clay Thompson, he's probably gonna stay at Golden State because Durant's probably leaving. So he's probably just gonna stay put. Now, if Durant stays, uh, I'm thinking Clippers. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking L.A. Probably the Lakers. To be honest with you. Uh,
Um, yeah, I heard the word from what I heard. From people close to him, his father or whatever said that he'd rather play for the Clippers than the Lakers. So if the Clippers offer and the Lakers offer, he'll probably go to Clippers, which which would
um,
which would be smarter to me. A smarter move. I would if you have to choose between the two, you should go to Clippers right now. Even with LeBron over there, it's just you just can't trust management right now. Clippers
well,
management is top
Jeannie
notch.
Buss runs a team like a
A mom
you
and
know
pop.
it's like a mom and pop shop. You know what I'm saying? She got Luke, not Luke Wall. She got what you
Who?
call it, and his wife.
The Rambuses.
He got Rambus and his
Yeah,
wife.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't run a
Mostly
team
the
like
I
that.
hear it's mostly the wife. So she's in his ear. Um, Kobe. I hear, I'm not sure if Kobe's in his her ear, and I heard Phil Jackson has some input. I'm like, you got too many people fucking putting input.
I thought she broke up with Phil Jackson.
Yeah, she did, but she's still evidently she's still asking for advice.
She's still asking for advice, huh?
Among other things.
Probably asking for pussy.
She's asking him.
I said he's probably asking for pussy.
Uh, but yeah. So there's too many people in the room. Like there's too many people. We might as well
Too
talk
many
about
cooks in
the.
the kitchen.
Well, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to these free agent things. Well, let's talk about the Lakers for a minute. so they got. So we didn't get to talk about the Ty Lue turning down the Lakers because they wanted him. They basically just wanted him to coach LeBron. They wanted him to be there for the next 3 years during LeBron's contract, and they wanted to pick his coaching staff. Like this is a championship coach, and you're treating him like a new guy. Like that's very disrespectful. So obviously he turned the job down. I said, no, I'm not doing that. Like they like we want to put Jason Kidd on your. So basically, we want you to be lame duck. So if you're not doing that well, Jason Kidd's gonna take over. But and by the way, they're doing the same thing to Frank Vogel. They said 3 years, and Jason Kidd's gonna be your top assistant. And he was like, all right, there's a good chance that he's probably not gonna get another job. So I guess he just took it. Now Ty Lue should be getting another job, but I also think it's a good chance that he won't get another job because I don't think anybody's ringing his phone either. Like you would think somebody, same thing with Mark Jackson. You would think somebody would be
Well,
calling these guys.
Mark Jackson apparently he rubbed people the wrong way, so he could never work in the NBA
Yeah,
again.
he's
That's so
being
stupid.
blackballed. It's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's crazy. I think it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like he rubbed somebody the wrong way, or he said something to somebody and pissed them off, or he wants to run the team his way. So now that he's not in the NBA anymore, I guess you can shit on him. I'm not sure why he's not getting enough opportunity, but I know that once Fizdale's the and Fizdale's not going to be in New York for too much longer. I
Probably
think
not.
after this season coming up, and he's still going to be a failing season, he's going to be removed. He's going to.
Well,
Yeah,
I think the odds are definitely against him, but we got to see what we get in free agency and how well we do. I think he still has a chance, but but I think the odds are definitely against him.
well, to be perfectly honest with you, I like Fitzdale. I like him.
I like him
and
too.
but you're talking about business moves. Like I would take the asshole who could win over him. You know what I'm saying? Like we needed to tank for last season. The tank worked to some extent. We didn't get what we
We got a
wanted,
top
but
three.
we got a top three pick. But if you really want to make a winning team, I think that Mark Jackson should just be the coach of New York of the
I
Knicks.
agree. I would take it. If this Fizdale thing doesn't work, then he should. Mark Jackson. I mean,
And
as of right now, he would be the best player for the best coach for the job.
yeah, I think so. I think we should just move on with Mark Jackson. I think that we should do it like right now. To be
uh,
perfectly honestly, and I know that it's fucked up for Fitzdale. Like he went through this season, and they tanked, and he did a good job tanking. I
mm-hmm.
mean, but I I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying, this dude, like, he should be in a Lakers squad. You know what I'm saying? He's a West Coast guy. Whenever he talks, he's talking about the Knicks, and he has that West Coast slang, that West Coast drawl in his voice. It's just like he's not a Knick guy. I know he's our coach, but he's not a Knick. You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see him as a Knick. So, but I see Mark Jackson. He's a New Yorker. He's a
Yeah.
Knick.
Right. He played for the
You know what I'm
Knicks.
saying?
He played for St. John. He's from New York.
He's from
He,
Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way he probably talked to them is probably the New York coming out of him.
could be.
Probably
Yeah.
probably.
Bottom line is he definitely deserves another opportunity, and it's crazy that he's not getting one right now. So Frank Vogel signed with LA for 3 years. Monty Williams was their first choice. He chose Phoenix over LA. Like that tells you a lot.
I don't blame him. No,
I don't
I
blame him
don't
either,
blame
but that still
I don't
tells you a
blame him.
lot.
Well, it tells you that no, like, LeBron doesn't want to be coached.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? LeBron.
that's certainly a factor.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why that's what I almost called him Glenn Doc Rivers.
Damn.
I almost called him his whole fucking name. But that's why Doc Rivers didn't want to go over there. You know, so you got the best player in the world, and he has no talent. Well, I'm not saying he doesn't have no talent, but he doesn't have any real superstars on his team. He doesn't have any stars on his team. Period.
Right.
And he made the playoffs.
Yeah.
But so imagine how he would do with LeBron. He's like, nah, no thanks.
Like I personally wish. I mean, because yeah, and this is a LeBron. You know, this is on LeBron. I really wish LeBron would have picked a really good coach like a Doc Rivers, Greg Popovich to play for, and see how fucking high he can fucking fly with a like he could be a dynasty. He could have been a dynasty had he been willing to get a great coach.
Yeah, I
And
think so too.
but you know LeBron likes to do his things his way, and for the
He's
most
he's
part,
he's kind of uncomfortable.
right, and for the most part, you know, even though he's only won three, he did win three. You know what I mean? So and he's been
and,
there
and, and
in total 9 times. So it's like
and guess what? He'll never win one again.
no, he's done. Yeah, he's done. He's done winning championships. And especially the way the Lakers are running the show, he's definitely done.
Now you're hearing reports about, the Lakers should trade him. I was like,
The
uh,
Rambuses want to trade him, from what I heard.
well, if they want to trade him, I was like, for what? You're not going to get equal value for
No,
LeBron.
no.
But you can take him back to the East, I guess, if he wants. He wants to go to Philly, but like, at this point in his career, I think that LeBron's just, yeah, he didn't want to be in this situation, but he's
Right.
comfortable in where he's at.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. He was comfortable with playing for LA and still wanting to compete for a championship, but and that's what he was expecting. With since they got all the cap room and they had Magic, and you know he expected them to get players, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
And he doesn't really have anything else he can possibly do. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? He's ran out of options.
Right.
He can't do
And he's stuck. He's stuck for the next 3 years. So like
well, the thing is, he's comfortable where he is. He's doing his thing outside of basketball. No one expects him to win anything else anyway.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and for once in a long time, he gets to have the summer off.
Right, and he has no pressure on him really anymore. Like he's basically letting the Lakers run the organization, and he's just like whatever happens happens. He's just gonna fucking roll with it at this point. It appears.
Yeah,
um,
and we can get to something that just happened. James Harden and Chris Paul had a verbal altercation after the
after the
loss.
loss, right?
Um, the I'm not sure what Chris Paul's problem is.
Right.
I blame Chris Paul because James Harden is obviously the best player on that team and do average 36 points a game and 7 assists. What's there to
Chris
argue
Paul
with him
didn't play
about?
well until
Uh,
that
you know,
last game.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what Chris Paul would actually argue with him about. Um, so I think that marriage is already over, and
Yeah.
like, if I'm James Harden, I'm like, why is this guy still here? You know what I'm saying? He's 35 years old at this
Yeah,
point.
they're stuck because ain't nobody trading for Chris Paul at this
Eh,
point.
they should have never signed that big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and no one's going to help you out. No one is going to help
No,
you out.
nobody's bailing you out.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
Like,
even the Lakers are gonna bail you out.
you know what I'm saying? No one's going to help you. You're going to have to deal with Chris Paul when he's 35, 36, and 37. All right? You're going to pay him $40 million a season.
Yes. Oh God, $40 million a season.
And speaking of $40 million players, let's get to John Wall. John Wall, we talked about it before when he signed that deal, that the max deal, and immediately broke his Achilles, so he's out for the next season.
He ain't even start getting that money yet. That contract starts next season.
And I just hear a report that they were just going to trade him to Miami
Oh,
before
right before that happened. Oof,
yeah.
boy, did they dodge a bullet.
Miami dodged the bullet. I would have loved Miami to actually take that bullet.
Mhm.
But but yeah, now people are making a whole bunch of trade noises for Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal should get traded. He should get traded. I'm like, a perfect spot for him, Portland. Portland.
Well, yeah, but they got McCullum.
Trading for McCollum.
No, hell no. McCullum was carrying them while Lillard was struggling this last run.
I understand that. I understand that. I understand. I understand
And he
that.
gets hurt. And by the way, he gets hurt less than Bill also. So Bill doesn't get hurt as much as John Wall, but Bill gets hurt too. McCullum's younger. No, I'm keeping McCullum.
No, McCollum is older.
Oh, he is.
Yes.
Oh, hmm. I thought I
If,
just.
yeah, but yeah. Yeah, I think that they'll get to the next level if they have Bradley Beal.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I like
kind
McCullum
I
better.
kind of think they will. And I think it's a fair deal. You know what I'm saying? Like I think if Beal was in that spot, I think they.
It's a
I
fair
think
deal, but I don't think Portland should do it.
I think they should. And I think that when John Wall comes back and he sees McCollum there, and he actually get traded
I
still.
can see. I can see Bill wanting out of there. I can see Washington doing it. I think Portland likes.
I think Bill's one. I think Bill's been one out of there for the past like 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, but I think Portland would be better off just sticking with McCollum. um, I think they could. I mean, Portland. As far as Portland, I don't know what they need to do. They need to get somebody else in there. I don't know what
Yeah,
they're gonna do.
Bradley Bill. They should have tried to get Paul.
Well, the Lakers, I heard, are trying to might try to get Bill still.
Yeah, he's been actually associated with some trade rumors with the Knicks too.
Mm.
I say we just draft our guy and just move on.
Yeah,
I,
I wouldn't trade that pick for Bill. That's for sure.
nah, I'm not doing that. All right, so I guess now we can talk about um, what may happen in the draft. Um, if you want, we already know the number one, two, and three picks.
Right. But is there
Yeah.
anybody else worth noting after those three? Jared
The Lakers.
Culver and
The Lakers are going to pick Jared Culver with the fourth overall.
I've heard that, but I
Oh,
also heard the guy from Virginia, um, and I also heard
yeah,
a
yeah, I
point
heard that
guard
too.
too. Also heard a point guard. Oh no, not the Lakers,
Uh,
but no, who did they link the point guard to?
Cleveland really wants
Cleveland
R.J.
don't need a
Barrett.
point guard either. So, oh no, so maybe it wasn't none of them then, because they don't need a Lakers or Cleveland don't need a point guard. So yeah, so it's gonna be one of those two guys, either Culver or the guy from Virginia, which I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember the
They're
guy's
gonna
name.
go 4 and 5, no matter what order you look at it. But Lakers should get Culver because they don't need another small forward. They could use a two guard, but I mean, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do because they already got a lot of fucking wing. They got Ingram, they got Kuzma, they got Hart, they got LeBron, they got they got a lot of forwards. That's for sure. So
Well,
Hart's
Hart's
shooting guard, but the other guys like they got Kuzma playing shooting guard right now too.
Kuzma's
Because
at 6'10", isn't he?
yeah, but they have Kuzma, Ingram, and LeBron starting.
Well, what you call it? Kuzma should be the power forward, right?
Well, however you want to do it, I guess. I don't. LeBron's probably the power forward. So I mean, positionless basketball.
Where does LeBron fit anymore?
Where does he fit? Wherever. LeBron fits everywhere still, to me.
In this NBA, where does he like? He
The
doesn't fit this
position,
Lakers.
you mean?
He doesn't. No, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking about. He doesn't fit this Laker team. He doesn't fit. He just
Uh,
doesn't. He didn't fit here when he got here.
well,
Uh,
no, I disagree. I think LeBron fits everywhere. I mean,
I,
the other guys
I
might
don't see
not
it.
fit.
He's a ball dominant. He's a ball dominant player. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't fit everywhere. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't really make the players around him better anymore. Like to be perfectly honest, like and we can have this discussion about which LeBron that we like better, the pre Miami LeBron and the jacked up LeBron when he went to Miami. I like the one before he went to Cleveland. I mean, before he went to Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always big, but he wasn't like jacked up like he is now. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that he had a better jumper back then. He had better 2 point. He
Oh
had better.
no,
He
no,
had,
his jumper now is better than it's ever been.
what you go? He's taking better shots now, but I'm talking about mid range. You know what I'm saying? Like back in that day, mid range jumpers had to be you had to have one. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to be more like Jordan with the mid range. Now he just stopped shooting that mid range. You know what I'm saying? Like he just stopped short
Right,
and. And you know what I'm saying, like he'll just shoot the three. You know what I mean? Because
right,
that's what the NBA is now.
right.
But when he was younger, I think that he was much quicker, and I think that he made his teammates better when he was with Cleveland because he had a
He
terrible
was
team.
definitely that was as far as that. Yeah, he was definitely at his best as far as making his teammates better in Cleveland. Especially
And
somebody that
so
posted that starting five up. I was like, jeez, he won 66 games with that. It's one
yeah,
thing to be good with that, but to win almost 70 games with that lineup.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like it seemed like he was more in tune with the players that he had, and he didn't ball. Like even though he was the best player on the team, he didn't ball dominate. He they actually got to shine. You know what I'm saying? They actually got to play a lot better. They play even though they were just role players around him.
Right, but he instilled a lot of confidence in those cats.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and he doesn't do that anymore. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now, like when he gets to a
Now
team,
he
it's like
demands a lot.
you know what I'm saying? Who can I move? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's the first thing that comes to your mind
Right.
when he goes to a team.
Right.
Like
Once he got that Miami team, now it's like I don't want to go back to playing with a bunch of role players. Like I gotta stack this team now. Like
you know what I'm saying. So it's not like he gets in where he fits in. He doesn't care
he
about
doesn't right. He doesn't
teammates.
care what the fuck they think. like
Yeah,
yeah, y'all my teammates, but y'all might not be tomorrow. So I'm gonna keep y'all at sort of arm's distance because I might have y'all motherfuckers traded. And
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I think that's kind of stunting Lonzo Ball's growth a
yeah.
lot. Now I think it's constant. I think it's
Well,
stunting his growth a lot.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Even though that's the one player LeBron likes, like that's the one player LeBron is still tight
It,
with.
it, well, I don't care. I don't care if I don't care what they do. These niggas can play spades and do all types of dumb shit,
Hmm.
dumb nigga shit together. I don't care about that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, cause LeBron loves manipulating people too. So like he'll just fuck.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think so. I think LeBron's manipulative. You know what I'm saying? So he did it to fucking KD too when he was fucking training with him in the off season. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
you
okay.
shit like
When it comes to trying to recruit guys, I can see that. But
no, I'm not talking about recruiting. He wasn't recruiting KD. He what we talk about like training with him in the off season. I was like, why are you training with a guy you got to compete against? It's just like Lonzo should be the ball dominant point guard. That's what he should be. He should be learning that. You know what I'm saying? And having LeBron on your team is kind of holding you back. You know what I'm saying? From being that ball dominant point guard and being the type of player that you're supposed to be.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they should move him. If they're going to have LeBron there for the next 3 years, and LeBron's not going to fit in his role, he wants to play power forward. Power forward is to take the ball to the goddamn court and make plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be the power forward, then be the power forward. Put the ball in Lonzo's hands and try to develop a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the point guard anymore. Try to develop the point guard. If he fails, he fails. If he does, but he has to learn.
You look very
You know what I'm saying?
agitated with the stuff that you say. You got this look on
Huh?
your face. As you look very agitated.
Well, I have a look on my
You
face. I
really
don't have my.
mean this.
Well, no, I don't have my glasses on.
Uh, so
so
so you
so
like Brand when he doesn't have his glasses on, he's looking like this. They was like, you play that role real good on Game of Thrones. He was like, well, yeah, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm just really just trying to see. But yeah, I mean, I got you. I mean, overall, I got what you're saying. We're about to wrap this up. Actually, we're well over an hour.
oh, we are. It didn't feel like it now. I felt like
Yeah,
I
we had
was.
lots to talk about. We're having 2 weeks off. um,
Right around like maybe next week. It was like it's only going to be June next week, so we got a long time before the NFL starts creeping back into a conversation.
Speaking of that, real quick, what do you think about the Jets firing the GM and making what's his face, the head coach, the interim GM, Adam
Oh
Gase?
man, the Jets are so funny because Adam Gase just played the G. He just played the GM. He hired Adam Gase. Adam Gase went behind his back
Yeah,
and did whatever he could to say like, oh, I don't think that Le'Veon Bell deal is good, and got this guy fired.
yeah.
And now he's talking about trading Le'Veon Bell before the season
Right,
starts.
I was about to bring that up.
So
Yeah.
same old Jets.
Mm-mm.
Oh man,
That's
don't tell
crazy.
me nothing about Sam Darnold either. Fuck Sam Darnold. He's a Jet. That's all it's gonna be. That's all I care about.
Well, yeah, I was like, wow, like, and what's stupid about the Le'Veon Bell thing is, all right, yeah, if you don't want his contract, that's fine, but you got him. Just know how much. Just understand that for the next couple of years, until you do got to pay Darnold, if Darnold turns out to be good, then you got a safety net in Le'Veon Bell that can help out your young quarterback. Like, why don't you want? Why do you want it so bad to get rid of a guy who can catch out of the backfield, is a good blocker, and a great running back? Like, just fucking roll with that. You know what I mean? For at least for a couple of years, and then you can cut him. Like, if you don't want to pay him the next contract, because you're not gonna pay him another contract after this. So when it's time to pay Darnold, you just get rid of him. But as of right now, they should keep him for to help out Sam Darnold. Like, that'll take a lot of pressure off Sam Darnold if you have Le'Veon Bell, assuming Le'Veon Bell is anything close to what he was after that year off, which I think he'll be fine.
Yeah,
But if
I think he'll be fine. But this goes to the problem with the Jets. It's just like, okay, Le'Veon Bell's 30 years old. You got a young quarterback. Just let him be there. What's the big
yeah,
deal?
yeah, I'm like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you going to pay? Okay, then you don't have a running back now. Okay, you're going to look for a running back for what?
exactly, like you
If
got a
you
guy,
got a running back, okay, you
right?
got one.
And by the way, he wasn't happy with the contract, so neither one of y'all happy with the contract. Like, y'all not happy. He's not happy with. He wanted to get more because he wanted to make up for that money he lost, and y'all didn't give him that. Y'all didn't play. Y'all played hardball, and y'all still gave him
You
something.
won.
And not only that, y'all didn't overpay for him as far as I'm concerned. He's still a great running back. You know what I mean? So like, and y'all didn't sign him for like 5 years. I think they signed him for like 3 years. So like, or maybe 4 years. I think 4 years I signed him, and
It
then y'all can
doesn't matter.
probably cut him after.
It
Y'all can
doesn't
probably
matter.
right.
You cut him probably
Y'all can
after
cut
this
him.
season.
Right, y'all can cut him because after 2 years, I probably done gave him all his money, and then that's it. So I was like, what's the big fucking deal? Just keep the guy. He can help out your quarterback big time until your quarterback is ready to stand on his own too. You know what I mean? Like, come on, don't be stupid. Um,
It'll be nice if they cut him and Cleveland signed him. That'd be nice.
it's yeah, Cleveland's. Your boy. They didn't like that he didn't show up for OTAs. I'm like, first of all, it's OTAs,
He's
but
it's OTA.
I think
Yeah.
he should. Now that being said, I think anybody else on a new team should fucking go to OTAs. Like you should go if you're new and you got a young quarterback and you got a young coach. You should be fucking going. Like, but that being said, it is still voluntary. So it's like you can't say shit about that because it's voluntary. If you want him to be there, make it mandatory. You know what I mean? but I think but the problem was he showed up for day
He
one
showed up one day
and
and
then
then
went
and
back
then, and
home.
then went back home. Yeah.
I'm like, now that's a problem. Like, that's like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? So You know,
yeah. Well, that's their problem now.
right?
But
And I'm glad we didn't get him too. Now I'm like, you know what? He's
well,
great,
well,
but you know what?
well, to be honest with you, those are the type of problems you get with him. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like just little things like that. Nothing like serious. Nothing like he's getting arrested or he's going to the locker room saying this about the coach or about the quarterback or someone going to interview saying, "Oh, this quarterback sucks," or "I can't wait to get out of here," or talking about this or saying stupid shit. You get little things like this.
But
You know what I'm saying?
them
You
shits are
get a
gonna
bunch of
add up eventually.
yeah.
And he
You
ain't
get
even
a
step
bunch
on
of
the
them.
field yet with them, and there's already something. So it's like, you know what? Football, like football, especially in football, they're better off. Like they don't like that shit in their locker rooms in football. So they're like, you know what? Like Giants are probably gonna be fine without him now. San Francisco, by the way, we didn't fucking trade for him. I'm like, okay, I'm okay. I feel better about not doing because I really wanted him, but I feel better about not doing it now. You know what I mean? I feel a lot better, and I can definitely just like, all right, let's move on. And I mean, he's still better than any receiver we got put together. but
Yeah, yeah,
I don't think wide receiver is everything. I don't think that's everything. So
yeah. Wide receivers aren't everything, but there's something. You know what I'm saying? Like especially with a young quarterback. And I can never remember the quarterback's
Jimmy
name.
G.
Yeah. No, well, I'm talking about for Cleveland.
Oh, for Cleveland, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. They're gonna need Odell to get chemistry with this guy because with the Giants, like Eli did his own camps. You know what I'm saying? Eli had his own camps, so he has his camps now. You know what I'm saying? Like he Eli went 1 for 6 and threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I don't care about that. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
you know what I'm saying? It's camp.
yeah, I don't care about that. I heard about that though.
But it's funny because he and Daniel Jones had the Eli face on.
Right, they both.
Eli threw
I
the
heard he
interception.
threw. I heard he threw it to the guy, to the backup quarterback by accident. Nah, that'd be crazy. That'd be bad.
It's funny because Eli threw the interception, then Daniel Jones made the Eli face.
Stupid. Now another football story. Ben Roethlisberger finally apologized.
What's the jail? What do you apologize for? Which one did he apologize for? The first one or the second
not for
one?
the not for the 3 rapes, but he apologized for the for talking shit to Antonio Brown and publicly. I'm like, it's too late now.
Yeah, he's
What's the
gone.
fucking point? like now you gotta apologize. He's like, yeah, he's like, I handled it wrong for that. I apologize. Blah blah blah. I'm like,
Also
where the fuck was
sorry.
that? Where the fuck was that 3 months ago? Or you know what I mean? Before the motherfucker got traded, like. You, bottom line is you want his ass out of there, so you said, you know what? And now he's trying to make his image look good. He's not going to do that radio show he does every week anymore, where he be criticizing the coaches and the players. He's not going to do that anymore. All of a sudden, he's the better he's the one who wants to be a better person. But after fucking Antonio Brown's gone, the offensive coordinator's gone. That just got fired from Cleveland. Todd Haley. After
Ty Haley's a dick, and
yeah, he's a
you can't have two dicks on the same team.
right, exactly. and after Le'Veon Bell, because Le'Veon Bell, even though that wasn't the main reason why he left, he said that was part of the reason. Look, did you see that interview where he said that?
I didn't
Because
see
they
it.
asked him, they said, was did Ben Roethlisberger have anything to do with you? He was like, yeah, he was part of the reason. He was like, he runs the whole organization, and there's nothing anybody can really say about it. So, but he would have stayed if they would have paid him though. So, so you gotta take that with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have left if they would have gave him the money he wanted.
Yeah.
He never complained about Roethlisberger before. So, but I'm sure, but I'm sure he probably agrees with the shit that they say. But it wasn't enough to make him leave. I think it was the money. It was just straight up the money. But so yeah, but it's like too little, too late for your apology for Roethlisberger. All right, I guess we can wrap this shit up. I didn't get to all the free agents that I want, but I'm just tired of talking now, and I'm hungry as shit. So, I was gonna bring up Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, Carmelo, Chris Middleton, all these free agents that
All right,
don't.
Jimmy Butler should stay. Chris Middleton should stay. Carmelo Anthony should go back home. Who else?
Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard should go to L.A.
All
The
right, I
Clippers.
think that covers everyone.
All right. See you
All right,
later.
good night, man.
Thank you for coming out. God bless you, black.